Hi, Kevin Blanche. Today I'm going to discuss in a much calmer tone the realities of plutonium that we've been exposed to via Japan, via the falling infrastructure of the nuclear energy plants in America, all over the world. Before I get going, there's a couple things I need to address. One, to all you Europeans out there, I need your help on something. I bought this painting from the heir to an estate grandson, who we go from one of these art capitals of the world to the most art illiterate people in the world, Americans. He didn't have a clue what it was, whatever I did. It's original, it's magnificent, it came from 1905, multi-millionaire Victorian mansion. This is as far as I've made out the signature. That's as far as I can get on it. I really think it's Swiss, German, or Austrian. Any of you guys that can help me out, I'd appreciate. Second, I like to recommend books. This is the book I've been reading. My attorney gave me this book. Wow. It's about the psychology of killing in war. Wow, what a book. Really emotional book. Now look, when I discuss about nuclear radiation, I'm not just shooting off the hip. You think I'm just some guy, entertainment, ranting and carrying on and going crazy. Oh no, I've been involved in this my entire life. Via that guy. My father was drafted, nuked to death, mowed down in the prime of his life. I watched him die. We were talking, me and my attorney was discussing it yesterday, and I says, when he died, when a person is mowed down in the prime of their life, it is so hard for acceptance. Especially when it's environmental and it's poisoning by ignorance. It's so hard to accept. And I says, when he died, I watched him load him in the body bag. A big piece of me died. And I says, it's never coming back. And everybody who's had loved ones who've been mowed down in their 40s or 50s or even younger than that, children, of leukemia, of colon cancer, of breast cancer, we all know it kills us. It kills everybody. It's so extreme to watch a person in their prime of their life have their life stolen from them. That's why I'm so impassioned about this subject. It's wrong, it's wrong, it's wrong. Now, when it comes to plutonium via Fukushima, there has been plutonium released into the air. Now, the plutonium that flowed into the ocean. Now, let's be clear. Plutonium has at least 2,000-year half-life. At least. It's accumulative. It builds up. Now, the only other time we have any experience with plutonium, ironically, is in the Pacific, the Bikini Island blast. But they were so secret and done by the government so secret, and, they killed all those guys. Now, as my father was marching to the desert, as they were battle ready for Korea, like all of them were from 1951, they were battle ready for Korea or Nam. They were marching to the desert. He was with the test that they got him too close, where they actually killed guys in the blast. He was nearly killed at the blast. He woke up critical condition many weeks later. They fed those guys LSD. That's no bullshit. That's how evil this whole thing was. But as the border, we live here in Utah. I live right here in Utah. As those clouds drifted across Utah, the incidence of cancer went completely psychotic here. Our great governor in the 1980s, Scott Matheson, a downwinder, mowed down in the prime of his life. A very beloved man. There was, as Utahns, we understand, we know, none of them got any money. None of them got a claim. The government grandstand, believe it or not, W tried to freaking put a pencil through what his father had done, one of the acts to try to get these guys some recognition and money. My father, the Marines, they didn't get a medal. They didn't get anything. Who gives a damn? Fuck the government and their medals. But I defer to this book a lot. University of Utah guys. I'm a Utah guy. Robert Miller, Under the Clouds. He spent his whole life doing this work. This is out of Leonard Bird's book. This is his study of the incidence of cancer. Breast cancer, leukemia, colon cancer, mostly leukemia. Look at that. And it's factual. It's very factual. So this data is out there. Now look, plutonium is accumulative. Can we hide? No. It's into the food chain. The lies by TEPCO, the lie of Fukushima, and I defer to Dr. DeGarius so much. He comes to my site, he spent his whole life, he's brilliant. I posted his website on my website, Blanche Schwartz, and I try to put as much solid information out there. And yeah, I rant and go extreme on this because it is very passionate, and there's a method behind my madness. I don't talk like this all day, every day in my life. I mean, it kills me how people can take the context of a 4 or 5 minute YouTube video and freaking think they got somebody figured out. Try figuring me out. Good luck to you. That's all I got to tell you. Well, the plutonium, we've all sucked it up. Now, I have 2 recently married young daughters who have infants, my grandsons that are a week apart, named after my dead, nuked to death father. They're both breastfeeding, so this is a big deal. Big deal. Very passionate. So I've been on top of it. I've been on what they should be eating, what they should do, and I know there's a lot of things none of us can do. But I defer to Dr. DeGarry, his website, radiationexposure.org. It's on my site. He puts tons and tons of quality information out there. There's a lot of people out there doing quality work in this country. There's a lot of scientists. There's a lot of, biologists. There's a lot of people who are trying. They're really trying. But the people that are really in the know, they think like I think. They're disgusted. I was heavily involved in the anti-nuke movement in the 70s. I was very passionate about it long before my father was killed or died. I knew the dangers of this. Everybody in this country railed against it, but we kind of forgot. Why? Now, the infrastructure is eroding in this country, and Dr. Gary sent me a great article that was, and I posted on one of my videos, about the infrastructure crumbling in the nuclear energy. Now, you know I go off about the spent fuel rods. Those things were not designed there. We are a catastrophe waiting to happen. It's going to happen. It's not a matter of if, it's when. That's no bullshit. Now, we have all sucked up. It's accumulative. We got plutonium from Chernobyl, all of us across the globe. We got plutonium from every one of these nuclear accidents. When a nuclear accident happens anywhere in the world, this has nothing to do with nationalists. This has nothing to do with borders. This has nothing to do with armies, military. This has to do with the planet, Mother Earth, and humanity. We are all tied together. I love how we like to divide up in groups. There are no groups. We're all in this together. We're all exposed. And when we watch a person be mowed down in the prime of their lives, whether it be from breast cancer, whether it be from colon cancer, leukemia, it is so catastrophic, they lose their lives in their prime. And their family members, it destroys them. Like I said, when my father died, I watched him load him in the body bag. A big piece of me died, and it's never coming back. And everybody around me says, Kevin, you really don't give a fuck, do you? And I said, no, I don't give a fuck. Because a big piece of me is dead anyway. And it's never coming back. And I know a lot of people can probably relate. These young widows who their, husbands killed in that bullshit freaking Iraqi war. I don't know how they handle it. My mother, a widow, I watched her die when my father died. She died. She's still alive, but she died. How can we accept that? And you people that say, oh, no, you're full of fucking shit. Science has proved it over and over and over and over. I defer to Rachel Carson in 1964's iconic, magnificent novel, Silent Springs, as she took on the chemical companies. And she gave her life. And she was brilliant. She was a scientist. She was genius. People are trying out there. Leonard Berg tried. Robert Miller tried. A whole bunch of University of Utah guys right here tried. Scott Matheson tried. Now nobody, people, if it's not right in your face and they see blood, they're too worried about the acute situation of popular culture to deal with this. Look, there are going to be millions and millions of us die from cancer. It's totally random. It can happen to any single one of us. And these guys come in, I get these 30-year-olds all the time coming in my site, and they're like, make smart-ass fucking comments. Real funny. When my father, like I told that asshole yesterday, real fucking funny. I watched my father die. The chemo had burned the fucking pigment out of his eyes. Blisters on his fucking tongue. I watched him struggle and fight for his last fucking breath. As so many of you people have watched your loved ones go down that way. It's how do we accept that? Why do we accept it? And if you people do not believe that is environmental, it is environmental. It's been proven. It's been documented. Gilded in gold, cast in concrete. Scientists have proved it and proved it over and over and over and over. It is the chemical poisoning of this earth. And you people don't care. You kill every animal that freaking moves. You freaking destroy any of our waterways. I live on this grand delta. It has been destroyed by a corporate freaking welfare farmer who is a state legislator who tried to freaking repeal, I'm a teabagger, I'm against taxes, but they've drawn $10 million in corporate welfare. They're all phonies. That's why I rail against the far right, because they're phonies. Look, how do we accept this? Look, I've been putting up as much quality as information. I'm not shooting out the hip. I really am educated on this. I am, big time. The spent fuel rods should not be there. This is an accident waiting to happen. The infrastructure has crumbled. They're released plutonium out of the freaking piping system of all these. reactors. It is accumulative. It slowly builds up. From Chernobyl, we got some. From Fukushima, we got some. From the Bikini Islands blast, we got some. From the open air test from 1951 to 1968, we got some. And does the human body, can the human body adapt as the human body has adapted to disease? Oh no. Oh no. And that's been scientific proof. Plutonium, oh no. It is the evil, evil, evil killer that it is. It lays in your bone marrow. And it comes out 20, 30 years later. And it mows people down in the prime of their lives. And for me, for one, I will not accept it. And people say, well, you know, what are you going to do about it? Well, at least I fucking try. And I'm going to go down fucking fighting. And I guarantee I go down fighting. And fuck all these corporate elite pricks. And all the fucking far right who kisses their rings and empowers them. You wonder where I come from? That's where I come from. That's where I come from. I understand who empowers them. I understand it's the white middle class religion, using politics as religion, ignorant, far-right radicals who don't give a damn, and they empower the poisoners of this earth. And the poisoner of this earth thus poison the earth, and they're even poisoning themselves. But they're so sick with greed, they don't care. They'll roll the dice for money. And their small sex freaking Freudian lies. Kevin Blanche.